are back for another episode of Manny Monday. In case you are not hip to the fact, Manny Monday is an opportunity for me to talk to my family and friends and talk about moment of epiphany, life lessons, and things I learned throughout the week, right? Usually go off of a list that's posted on my Instagram, right? The topics of this video is also in the description of this video. But if you want to get the list, usually I post that on my Instagram, which is right here on Fridays. And of course, on Monday, I do my Manny Monday, right? I admit I am a little tired today, right? So if I don't end up doing a little bit of like the extras as far as like the timestamps and stuff like that, please bear with me, right? I'm just in a transition phase as I started a new job. But without further ado, let's get right into the list, starting with the title of this video, right? First is calling you out. I think it's very important to just be able to, literally what I mean by that, just call people out and calling them out on their bullshit. Just like, if you feel some type of way, why should you have to sit with that feeling? I think that you should also be able to share that, right? And I've been going through, this week has been tough for me, right? But I realized, and I have to keep reminding myself that, like, hey, if I'm dealing with a certain feeling and stuff like that, yeah, I can do the work as far as processing it, but I should also let that person know how they make me feel and let them sit with that feeling, right? And not try to auto-correct it, not try to downplay how I'm feeling, but let how I feel have its place, right? Because like, we deal with a lot on a daily basis, but I think people aren't privy to how their actions impact us. And it's very important to reassure them, but then also to just let them know. And I think it does have its place. So literally, like a couple times this week, I just felt like some type of way. I was keeping it to myself. And then I realized, like, I didn't have that conversation, right? And you sometimes fall in the trap, and I'm telling you, as I tell myself, falling in the trap is like, you're going through something, you ask people for advice about different things, like, oh, should I do this and I do this? And I remember when I used to work with the youth as a counselor, I would tell them, like, hey, how often do you actually talk to that person, right? So let's say if the youth is having an interaction with his girlfriend, they're having some type of conflict, he would go to his friends and stuff, but I'm like, hey, have you ever talked to your girlfriend about how you feel and what that looks like, right? So just make sure that whatever you're going through as far as like in conflict with somebody, right? Make sure it does have that time and place that you're able to talk, right? But of course, whenever you feel comfortable to do so, because it's one thing to feel some type of way, it's one thing to process on our own, but we should still be able to do the work with that individual, only if we care, right? Because there are certain people that do some shit and you're like, you know what? I don't even care to like waste my energy and stuff like that, right? So I remember there was somebody that was non-black and they called me the N-word, and I really didn't appreciate that. And I had to, on this instance, I was like, I told them like, hey, don't call me that, right? I understand you may use it in your own free time and stuff like that, but from a standpoint of respect, I don't want you addressing me as that, right? Especially in the instance that you're using a racial slur that you shouldn't be using, right? And then that person ended up not talking to me after that. And yeah, I could have done the work and stuff like that, but I didn't want to, right? So you have to pick and choose. But again, if you didn't get anything away from this point and you thought I was rambling, that's fine. But I want you to understand that, hey, I may be feeling something, but I don't have to feel this feeling alone. I'm gonna let them know how I feel, right? The second order of business, hopefully my phone do not die. Please don't die, stay with me. Clear. To the people that take social breaks. I'm seeing this more and more, and it doesn't matter the time that I post this video. I swear to you, it does not matter the time that I post this video, and this is not passive aggressive. because somebody's always taking a break. This video was literally recorded a week or so ago. If you took a break during a week or so ago, too bad. If you're taking a break right now, okay, why are you on social media seeing this? But that's neither here nor there. But I know, like, it seems like everybody takes a break and they announce it. Just take that break. Just do you. Just do you. But I can see the viewpoint is like you want to account to everybody. Maybe a lot of people contact you via social media and you just want to let them know. But I think there's nothing wrong with taking a break or taking time to yourself to focus. And at least from my perspective, when I tell people I'm taking a break, that's when they want to blow me up and do all this other stuff, right? If you just take a break, just take that break. And also not be so hard on yourself if you do end up checking and stuff like that. But I feel like the more people you tell about something, the more people that hold you accountable, which can be a good or bad thing, because like it's good because like, yeah, someone's holding me accountable because it's like, for example, for the social media break, but it's also a bad thing because it's like they're holding me accountable. It's like they don't know like the pattern, or like, what do you mean by taking a break? Maybe it was a temporary break, or maybe you mean I'm reducing time. And then people and their curiosity and stuff, and you gotta do all this explanation. And I'm just saying, like, if you're taking that break, just take that break. I've taken breaks from social media. I know I have to post daily, but I don't, on certain days I just don't have the time to really do anything diligent. But I mean, I just posted my reels and stuff, but it's like, if I'm gonna take a break, I'm taking that fucking break. There won't be a notification or anything. And the people that usually, at least in my life, the people that really I care about, that I really fuck with, they have my phone number. So I don't even have to worry about that, right? And the last order of business is, 1 second, I have to remember my password. You met your coworker because you wanted money. This was something that I think I heard at my old job, or I heard it on YouTube. I don't know where I heard this from, but it was on my list of many Monday topics, and I never really got around to talking about it. And I think what better time than to have that conversation right now, in the present right now, right? And it goes, or this topic I want to talk about is just setting boundaries. I talked about boundaries a lot, but I think it's more crucial and important within the workplace, right? Because yeah, we get our coworkers, and yes, we may get along with them. I'm slowly learning to be more comfortable around coworkers, because like I remember, or even like I would say like even now, I under the notion that everybody's like trying to get you, like trying to do this and do that, and I think it's more so like the past job that I had, that there was like a little hostility and pettiness, that it was like, oh, you know, you do this, so I got you, you know, or just like the random pop ups and stuff like that. And it's like it was very penile. What I mean by penile is like, it just means like somebody was just like on your ass constantly, right? But the thing that unites you and your coworkers is that they're there to get a paycheck, just like you are, right? Granted, you could love the job that you do. I admit, currently in my current role in my career, I love my career. I look excited. I'm actually feel excited to go to work, right? But I also understand that certain people here and also in the past are just here for a paycheck. It also is just evident in their attitudes. Some people are able to just function, and they don't really show a lens of themselves and how they really feel about it right there. But I just want to just give you a sense of caution when dealing with coworkers, because understanding that they are coworkers, right? And the more they know about your personal life, the more baggage that they could have potentially to throw in your face, right? Not saying that they will, right? But you do have to be aware, and you do have to take the necessary precautions, right? So I keep a very general lens, especially with my coworkers, in the past, and especially now with interacting with them, unless I like really vetted them and seen them and see how they maneuver and stuff like that, then I feel like trust. But I wouldn't say be so willy-nilly, right? You gotta literally see them do something, see how they react, and see how they move to feel comfortable, right? But then also just know that when you do take that risk with a coworker, you're literally taking a risk, and you never know, it could impact your job stability, right? So be aware of that. Have respectful boundaries, right? And if you can, only if you can, and my recommendation, keep your work life and your personal life separate, right? There's an old saying called "Don't shit where you lay," right? That goes to sleeping with coworkers, right? I know some people have various different opinions on that. I don't do that. I think it's very messy. But I'm open to having that conversation, right? If you do have more comments, right? So that is all I have for today. Please like, subscribe, and share. This has been very interesting, very instrumental. Again, there may not be any fancy edits on this one because depending on how much time that I have, but I do appreciate having space, holding space, and for those that are watching. And of course, I will see you all next Monday. Ciao.